It's Jim White and Danny Murphy here live in the studios of talkSPORT in the news building beside the London Bridge, right in the heart of the city here. And broadcasting from home this morning, Natalie Sawyer joins us on the show as well. We're with you all the way through until 1 o'clock. We're with you with Wix. And remember, it's always cheaper with the Wix Trade Pro app. Natalie, you'll have seen this Middlesex FA to launch Under 18 Referees Armbands ahead of next season. Yellow armbands, we're told, Danny, will be provided for young refs under the age of 18 to signify their age. Let's find out a bit more about this. Workforce Development Officer at Middlesex FA, Daniel May, joins us live this morning. Daniel, good morning.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Daniel. Thanks so much. How are you coping in this time, mate?
Yeah, not bad at all, thank you. All good. Just isolated in the room at the moment, going through my work and everything like that. So yeah, not bad at all.
Good to speak to you. Thanks for joining us. Tell us about the aim of the armband then. What's going on with this?
Yeah, so I mean, the purpose of the armband really, as you mentioned briefly, is just to signify to players, coaches and spectators that, you know, these match officials are still children and there should be extra consideration taken when dealing with them on a match day.
Yeah, and they are still kids, under 18. So, in other words, it shows, look, before you even think about opening your mouth at this referee, this is a lad. Don't forget it.
Exactly. And most importantly, you know, it's somebody's child, somebody's son or daughter. And, you know, those parents on the sideline on a match day probably don't think about that before actually dealing with them.
Sure. I mean, Natalie, this has been brought in because verbal abuse towards young referees on match days has got completely out of control.
Sorry, Jim. I'm involved in it because I helped take my kids' team under 10.
Oh, of course you do,
and, I think I'm rather fortunate in the fact that the majority of teams I get to see and the parents are very good people and the referees get treated with respect. But I think it's a great initiative. Would I be right in saying that some other FAs have already implemented this scheme across the country, Daniel?
Yeah, we're not the first county to have launched it, but you know it has worked well up and down the country so far. So it's something that we've looked to do just to start. I mean, we know there's a long way to go in terms of stamping out abuse towards referees across the game, but hopefully for us this is a start and we can move in the right direction.
Daniel, we've spoken a lot on our show about respecting the referee, and there was a few years ago a campaign, from what I believe and will remember, about respecting the campaign right across the professional leagues, and it seems to have kind of waned a little bit. We've forgotten about the campaign, the fact that we wanted to respect referees. Why do you think this armband works? Why does the referee's kit not work on its own?
Unfortunately, like you said, you know, the respect program's been around for a while now, and unfortunately it has waned a little bit. But we're hoping with this it will just be an extra indicator just to stick in people's minds and just something that they can take away and just have a deep think about and make sure that in future that referees are left to, especially at this age, to learn the game, hone their skills and use it as an enjoyable experience. And, you know, for them, it's a job that they're involved in football and a passion for them. So, you know, why would we want to turn them away rather than allow them to enjoy the game?
Daniel, as I understand it, about a third of your officials are under 18. So what is the percentage of those turning away and saying, no, this isn't for me, I'm not standing for it?
Yeah, I mean, the figures nationwide for retention of these referees is relatively low. It's around 20%. So that stay on after the first two seasons.
Wow.
So, and for us, a major reason for that is because of the abuse, intimidating behaviour. And not only is it, you know, the retention low for those who are registered already, but it's also a barrier for those thinking about taking it up in the future and going on our courses. And it's a major reason why people don't take up refereeing in the first instance.
I think it's an absolute embarrassment the way some parents behave on football pitches. I mean, I've seen some of it, but not a lot, thankfully. But I've always intervened.
What have you seen, Danny? What have you seen and heard then?
Oh, the aggressive dad or even mum occasionally, but mostly dads, you know, giving it to a 14, 16-year-old referee who's doing an under 10, 12 game, whatever I've been watching, and I've always gone over and said something. I mean, I'm fortunate in the fact that I think you get a bit more respect because of the fact you've played the game and, you know, they kind of go on the back foot then, but you can only be at one game each weekend. This is across the country, and this is why these young lads are ending up walking away from refereeing. It's an absolute ridiculous position we're in that we're having to do this. By the way, this shows you the mentality of a lot of dads out there, parents.
Shows where we're at, doesn't it?
It's pathetic that we have to have an initiative like this at all. That's the state of kids football, and some of the parents who are who are across the country, who, if any of them are listening, think that could be me. Please don't shout at your kid. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a kid recently come off the pitch and say to me, I said, "You're right, mate." Yeah. He said, "But my mum doesn't stop shouting. I just do my head in. I can't play proper. I can't concentrate. My mum just doesn't stop." And do you know what? I actually oohed and ahed, and I spoke to the mum, which wasn't an easy conversation. She was mortified.
Wasn't even aware she was doing
This isn't about referees. This is just about, the general way parents get carried away and don't think they're influencing kids and referees.
Yeah.
But
how counterproductive it can be.
Yeah, and she took it on board, and she's been good as gold since, to be fair to her. But that's the same principle as with the refs. I think a lot of these parents get so engrossed in the game that they forget that this ref, as Daniel was saying, is somebody's son. He's trying to do a good job. Without him, this game wouldn't be going ahead.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's, as Danny says, Natalie, it's sad where we're at that the young referees have got to wear an armband like this to show, look, I am a kid essentially, and I'm trying my best to referee a game.
Yeah, but it's still a great idea because of the situation.
It's still a good idea.
Yeah.
I really do believe that, Natalie.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Goodness me, if we can have another visual sign to show parents or even players, let's not forget, it's not just parents. It can be coaches, it can be players themselves who are abusive to the referees. So if this is another visual aid to help them, then I'm all in favour of it. But you're quite right, Danny. I mean, it's a shame we have to be at this situation. But ultimately, if this is going to be for the good of young referees coming through the game, then we have to do it.
My worry is that the red badge gives parents think, oh, yeah, that's all right, then I can give him a little bit. He's a bit older. That's the mentality of some of the people we're dealing with.
What I would say, Daniel, to finish off is we noticed referees under the age of 18 in West Riding are going to be provided with a free purple shirt from West Riding County FA to wear on match days when they're officiating in the Huddersfield Junior Football League. I mean, this is maybe taking it a bit far, is it not? They're really going to stand out with the purple shirt on.
I think, again, it's just a visual aid. I mean,
yeah,
different counties are doing it in different ways. Unfortunately, like you said, it's not ideal that we're having to do it. It should be the case that the referees are respected and, as just as any other participant in the game. But unfortunately, as you just mentioned, that's not the case. You'd be shocked how many reports we receive of, abuse towards 14-year-old referees in an under-11 game, and it really just doesn't even better think about.
Oh, mate, I honestly, we sympathise. Anything we can do at this end to highlight that, we will willingly do.
Definitely.
Daniel, thank you so much for that.